Hi, welcome to Sage Blue Tarot. Today is May 20th, 2021. I'm going to go ahead and pull cards for our daily collective reading, starting with the tarot asking, what does collective need to hear today? I'm going to shuffle and see what information we get. We've got the Five of Cups reversed, so I'm sensing that right now you are experiencing some sort of heartbreak, like you kind of feel like you lost something. The message with this card that I'm getting is also that because you've lost something, right now you're able to turn your attention to what you're gaining from this loss, right? Because you're kind of seeing, okay, well, maybe what are the lessons here? What have I learned? What can I apply for the next time something similar comes up? What am I losing? And at the same time, what am I gaining? Getting the Emperor upright and the Hanged Man reversed. Let's pull some more cards. Three of Cups upright and the Five of Wands reversed. So right away I'm seeing that because you've been standing your ground, you've been standing in your power, even though you might have been feeling kind of uneasy about it or unsure if you were doing it right, like you've been doing it and that's affected your relationships. That's kind of removed all of these people that weren't really there for your authentic self, for your authentic truth. And now you're able to see things in a new perspective. You're able to see like, okay, well, they left or this went or that's no longer going to work, but guess what I'm gaining? And right now I'm sensing with the Three of Cups upright, you're being able to attract that which is actually in line with the frequency that you're emitting right now. The Five of Wands reverse shows to me that this conflict, these situations have already happened, and then the result right now is the Three of Cups. So now you're able to, because you've made room for this in your life, now you're able to just kind of sit back and wait and see which invitations actually call to you. See who you want to invite into your life. Like, what connections do you want to build now that you have healthier boundaries, now that you've learned the lessons from the past, you've dealt with the heartbreak. You're kind of, I'm sensing like you're just moving on. And the Ace of Wands upright. With this card, I'm sensing that maybe a new passion has been afoot in your life and now you're growing that. Now it's the time to kind of hone in and be like, okay, well, what am I passionate about? How do I grow this? How do I share this? How can I work on this day to day to make sure that the long-term vision comes to fruition, right? I'm kind of sensing that you're able to see that right now. You're able to prioritize your passions at this time. And on the back, I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So I'm sensing that right now you kind of have some idea on how you want to spend your time, energy, your resources, on what you want to invest it to. And I feel like maybe because you have more of a clear sight into what you want in your life, that's why these people had to be removed, these situations, because they didn't want the best for you, or they just, yeah, I just feel like they didn't want the best for you, but at the same time, it was because you didn't want the best for yourself at the point in time when you met them, right? Sometimes we click with people that we vibrate the same frequency as, right? Like that's why they get us and you get them and you become friends and that grows. But then eventually as you grow and you evolve and you start to want more for yourself, these people kind of get left behind almost because you've outgrown them, right? And they kind of don't understand what you're doing because that's not why you vibed in the first place. You vibed for a certain reason, and because you've dropped that reason, now that's why these conflicts had arisen and that's why this movement had to happen. Because now it's time for just new friendships, new connections, new relationships. So I'm going to go ahead and thank this deck. Thank you. On the back, I'm seeing the High Priestess reverse. So I'm sensing that right now your intuition is being sharpened and honed, and there's information around you. So go ahead and take in that information. And if your gut says something, pay attention to it. Don't think, oh, that wasn't, oh, I need to hear it again. Like, intuition doesn't usually work like that. It kind of comes and goes, right? It comes as a moment and you all of a sudden have a knowing. And I would say just kind of practice trusting that part of yourself, because that part of yourself is connected to your heart and to your authentic truth, and it'll lead you to where you're going to go. So thank you to this deck. And now I'm going to pull from the Angelarium Oracle of Emanations, asking, what does collective need to know today? Ace of Us, Angel of Divination. So this to me is tied to that High Priestess reverse card. Like, look for signs around you. You know, look for, just bring your awareness to where you are throughout the day today to see what signs there are, because it's going to be giving you information. And this information can come in different ways, like a sense of knowingness, a thought, an idea that seems to come out of nowhere, you know, but it's also like you. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of kind of like between the lines information today, right? Like information that isn't going to be blatantly obvious, but it's still there. And all you really need to do is kind of trust yourself, trust your intuition. If you're looking at something and an idea comes to you, take notice of that idea. Take note, like see what there is for you to find there. Duma, Angel of Dreams. A lot of information is being passed down to you or through you from your higher self, from spirit, through your dreams. So be sure to write them down. Be sure to, I'm kind of sensing like maybe your day today is going to feel kind of dreamlike because you've been going through this transition. And right now is the first day of Gemini season. So I kind of feel like you've entered into this new stage and you feel new. You feel kind of like replenished in a new way. And you kind of have these new skills and abilities, heightened intuition, just more perceptiveness, like you're able to be more present easily. Keter, the crown spirituality. So definitely do some meditation today that focuses on your crown chakra to see what information there is for you to find there. That is located at the top of your head where a crown would go. And I would also suggest, like with your left hand, since left hands are connected, or left side of our body is connected to our heart, use your left hand to kind of brush over your crown, right? And then go down all around your body with your left hand to wipe away anything from your aura that is no longer serving you. So kind of go through today, just cleanse, right? And notice how you feel as you're doing it, right? Because you're kind of like fluffing out your aura, you're kind of cleaning it up in order for you to be more perceptive and in tune to that which is going to be shown to you today, right? You're going to be seeing signs today. And I feel like you're going to be seeing signs about your dreams, about your goals and visions. And it's going to be even more like just stronger now, you know, more vivid now because things have been removed and now new things are coming in. Bina, left eye knowledge. So yeah, that knowingness today, I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of intuitive messages today. And even though they might feel odd, I feel like sometimes messages come in and you're just like, wait, where did that come from? I would say don't focus so much on where did that come from? Just focus on what that made you feel and then go from there, right? Because your body knows that which your mind might need some selling to, but it's kind of about moving away from that mind energy and more into your body, more into your intuition, into your knowingness. So I'm going to thank this deck. Thank you. I'm just sensing that you're experiencing a new way of being. I feel like you've transformed and now you're kind of getting to reap the benefits today. So thank you. And now I'm going to pull from the Trust Your Vibes Oracle Cards deck. What does collective need to know today? is wonderful. With this card, I'm saying that I'm seeing that you are going to be getting a lot of messages today, and to just kind of trust in that spiritual side of yourself, and I'm kind of sensing that maybe people or relationships around you could be kind of like questioning you, could be kind of like, well, what are you doing right now? Like, why have you changed? Like, what do you mean intuition? What do you mean, when you try to talk to people about these types of things, if they're not on that level, if they're not doing that work, if they're not already into it, they're going to be asking you questions that kind of feel like they're almost like intrusive, because they're questioning like your beliefs and how you're now transforming and thinking. They're like, well, I don't see that, so how can it be real? Like, you need to have science to prove it. And all of this conversation that people like to bring up, right, as a form of a challenge, I would say just sidestep that conversation. Just remove yourself from that, right? Like, you don't really need that in your life. You already have friendships that are waiting for you, friendships, connections that you haven't met yet, but that you're going to, that you're not going to need to explain yourself to. People that will just understand you and will celebrate you and will even add their own experiences and their own journeys, and you can go ahead and celebrate that together. And that's going to happen. And the way for that to happen, just even faster and have it be a smoother process, stop trying to prove yourself to people. Stop trying to convince them of your new reality. Just be in it, live in it, trust yourself, and really dive into this today. Really, really just dive into it, whatever that means to you. I feel like you're going to be shown what that means for you today. You're going to be given more insight. Stay in your own skin. Again, I feel like this has to do with that boundaries. Like, don't take on what people give you. I feel like they're going to be trying to lull you back with emotional burdens, or it almost just feels like traps. They're going to be trying to throw traps at you, like, well, like, because they know you respond to certain things, so they're going to try to lull you back into their vicinity, into their connections, into close quarters with you, because whenever you start to grow, people can get uncomfortable, but at the same time, they can also sense that you are stronger, you're wiser, and you can help them, right? Even though it's not healthy for you, they know that if they can manipulate you, then you can help them. So this staying in your own skin is just a reminder. Claim your boundaries, be who you are for yourself primarily, love yourself, ask yourself what you need, and then give yourself that. Make yourself number one priority, because that's the way to get to the life that you want. That's the way to get the people and the connections of friendships that you want and that you deserve and that you're meant to get, right? And fake it till you make it. This card, to me, I feel like right now you're feeling unsure of your new abilities and your new skills. You're kind of like, well, I don't think that was... You're kind of like self-doubting right now, right? This new reality is showing itself to you, and I kind of sense that you are experiencing some kind of hesitancy, a little bit of like, well, I'm just not sure. Just fake it till you make it, right? This could also, for me, just kind of shows like, if you don't feel spiritual enough, if you don't feel in tune enough, just fake it, right? Just fake that you do, and then see that, and then eventually you'll see like, oh, this is actually my new reality now. Like, I faked it that I was super intuitive and I super knew what everything meant, and then eventually you'll see that in fact, like, you really did. It's just kind of, I think right now, that push and pull from ego, and ego saying, well, this isn't what I'm used to and I don't like it, it's making me feel unsafe. So that's kind of like an internal battle going on between your old life and your new life. So just pretend that you're super in tune. Pretend that you can see the signs everywhere. Pretend that the universe is talking to you. And then that will be the way to step into that reality. So I'm going to thank this deck. And on the back, I'm seeing clear the path. To me, that card just means clean up your life. Do whatever feels good for you today. Clean up your home. Clean up your space. Clean up your... like your social medias, like clean up who gets to talk to you, gets to access like your energy. I'm also getting the vision of like just unfollow people that don't make you happy. I kind of can sense like maybe you've had like this clutter, and this could mean in your physical space. So like clean up your home, clean up your house, do the things that you've been putting off, especially since we're in a new season. So we want to make sure to bring in all the lessons and abundance from this season, right? We want to be ready and like, let's do it. But I'm also sensing like online and the internet, that's also another space, right? And that we engage in and we interact with. So we want to make sure that we clean up that space on our end, and then who we follow, like who we are connected to in that way. So because when we start to remove all these things, more comes to us because we've made space for it. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's reading. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, so now we're going to go ahead and move into the distance Reiki portion of the episode. I suggest laying or sitting in a comfortable position, but that is not necessary. Just be open to receiving Reiki healing energy. I suggest setting your own intention for the Reiki or just allowing my intention to take place, which is always for your highest good. I'm going to go ahead and take 3 deep breaths with you. Let's go ahead and inhale, hold, and exhale. Again, inhale, hold, and exhale. And inhale, hold, and exhale. I will now begin sending Reiki. when you are ready, start to come back into your body and open your eyes. Welcome back. Thank you so much for showing up today. And I suggest drinking water since a lot of energy is moved during Reiki sessions. And I will see you in our next episode. Thank you and bye.